a ton of advice out there about how to stay safe while traveling. Some of it is super helpful, and some is just way over the top. After 20 plus years of international travel, I've seen a lot firsthand, and in this video, I want to cut through the noise and share practical, real-world travel safety tips worth paying attention to, and the ones that you can just ignore. We'll expose the most common travel scams, show you how to avoid theft, and even reveal why that hotel safe probably isn't as secure as you think. But first, the goal of this video is not to alarm you. It's quite the opposite, actually. It's to help you know what advice to ignore. There are real dangers and threats out there to be aware of as a traveler, but there are just as many clever marketers using fear as a way to sell you products you probably don't need. For example, money belts and slash-proof bags. Look, pickpocketing is a real thing. If you're traveling to Europe this summer, there will be pickpockets. But honestly, most of the time, it's not a piece of gear that's going to protect you. It's avoiding the circumstances where pickpocketing happens, and then when you find yourself in those circumstances, having the wherewithal and situational awareness to know what's going on. For example, this thing was happening nightly when we were in Valencia earlier this year. There is definitely a pickpocket working that crowd. The first thing I think of when I see a crowd like that is pickpocket. Doesn't mean I never go look. It just means I'm thinking about what's going on and I'm paying extra close attention to where my valuables are. How and where you carry your valuables when traveling really does matter. Ditch the back pocket wallet and opt for something slim and simple you could put into a front pocket instead. If the pocket is zippered, even better. Ladies, if you carry a purse, instead, I would opt for a sling that you can wear on the front of your body. And then we'll talk a little bit more about this later, but don't carry all your payment methods and all your forms of identification with you. If you're dining outdoors, don't just leave your phone sitting on the cafe table. Phone snatching is a real thing. Now, there's a lot of other things you can do if they help you sleep better at night or feel more secure walking around. But money belts or hiding money under your clothes is probably not necessary, and neither are a lot of these slash-proof, theft deterrent bags. I'm not questioning their efficacy. Some of them are really remarkable. My friend Mitch over at Project Untethered just did a whole video where he took a knife to one of these slash-proof bags and it held up really well. But in most situations, a bag like this is just overkill. Situational awareness is the answer. A great way to prepare is simply researching what the common scams and distractions are for the place you're visiting prior to arriving. And there are so many of these, and it's really gonna vary based on where you're going, but some of the most common ones are free gift scams. This is where someone hands you a rose, puts a friendship bracelet on you, gives you rosemary for good luck. Just know nothing is free, and don't let anyone do this because they will demand money after. Just say no and keep walking. Petition scams. Somebody approaches you with a clipboard and they're asking you to sign a petition, typically for some charitable cause that you would feel terrible saying no to. If you sign, typically they're gonna ask for a donation, and sometimes they'll even say that the donation is mandatory. Then if you refuse to pay, they might harass you. The solution is just don't sign. Be polite, but say no and walk away. Fake helpers is another big one. You're at a ticket machine and someone offers to help book your ticket or maybe carry your bags. You're jet lagged, you're the obvious tourist standing there with your luggage, and you're an easy target. Same goes for fake ticket inspectors or police who want to inspect your wallet. Don't hand your stuff over, ask for badges, and request that the inspection be done at an actual police station. Stay alert in crowded areas and just walk confidently when you're near hawkers. Avoid pausing near these folks. When someone approaches offering anything free, just give a polite but firm no and keep moving. Another product I've seen really increase in popularity in recent years is RFID blocking technology and RFID blocking wallets. And the idea is Hey, forget pickpocketing. Someone with an RFID scanner can steal your credit card info or passport wirelessly just by walking past you. And that's really clever. It's technically possible, but this has been widely debunked by experts as any sort of legitimate threat. Credit cards use encrypted chips, passports already have RFID protection, and honestly, this is really just a techie sounding solution that doesn't solve a real problem. Instead, just keep an eye on your finances. Use a card you can lock and unlock and turn on transaction alerts. Check your bank and credit card accounts regularly while you're traveling, just every so often, to look for any suspicious charges. Now, most of the time, if I'm in another country and I want to do this, I actually am going to need to make it look like I'm logging in from the USA, my home country, which is very easy. I just use something that I've used for years and years and that I recommend all travelers have: a good VPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, encrypts your internet connection and it lets you choose where it appears you're browsing from. My VPN of choice is Surfshark, and it's perfect when you're in another country and your bank is suspicious about foreign logins. It's also great for streaming content you can't access while you're in that other country, or when you're at home and your favorite show was just removed from Netflix. Plus, when traveling, a lot of times the Wi-Fi you're using is on public networks, like in a cafe or an airport, that aren't super secure. Surfshark encrypts your connection, creating a secure tunnel for your data and protecting sensitive activities like checking email or logging into bank accounts from prying eyes. One of my favorite things is you can use Surfshark on unlimited devices. My wife Allie and I have it on both of our phones, both of our laptops, all under one account. Plus, they've added security features like antivirus, data breach alerts, and more. If you want to check out Surfshark, head to surfshark.com/awaytogether for 4 extra months free on a 2-year plan. I've personally been using Surfshark since way before they sponsored this channel, and at roughly $2 a month, I think it's a pretty worthwhile investment. But if you're unsure, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk in trying it out. Big thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Now, I want to talk a little more about handling your physical cards and cash. This might surprise you, but I still advise travelers carry some cash. I know it's not 1996.
What I'm talking about here, I can't accept that.
I know much of the world is going cashless, but carrying a little local cash will ensure you can always pay for what you want to do. We personally experienced Spain and Portugal's recent power outages, and we were very thankful we had some cash on hand. If we hadn't, we wouldn't have been able to pay for our taxi or buy dinner that night. And it doesn't have to come to a power outage for cash to be handy. Some establishments are still very cash reliant. So when getting cash, just use ATMs attached to a bank if you can help it, not random ones on the street, and always cover your PIN. Now, don't carry a lot of cash and don't carry all your cards and all your valuables and identification on you. I'd advise having backup cards and a little cash you don't carry with you, as well as copies of important documents like your passport in case any of that is lost or stolen. Okay, perfect. I won't carry everything with me, and I'll just leave my really valuable stuff in the hotel room safe. That safe is safe, right? Not exactly. While hotel safes can be a useful layer of security, they also come with their own set of risks. Many hotel safes operate with a digital keypad and allow guests to set their own access code. But here's the problem. A surprising number of hotels never change the factory set master override code, which is going to be something like 00000 or 123456. That means anyone who knows this can pop open the safe in seconds. If you're gonna use a hotel safe, don't assume it's infallible. Test it first, set your own code, and then try the default codes and see if it still opens. If it does, ask the front desk for a more secure option or just reconsider where you're leaving your valuables. I tend to opt for hidden pockets in the bags that I carry or very inconspicuous hiding places. Then use an AirTag or a tile in every bag you carry so you always know where everything is. Hey, if you've gotten value out of this video, please hit that like button so that YouTube will know to suggest it to other travelers like you. Thanks. Speaking of knowing where things are, I recommend travelers avoid posting your real-time location on social media. In a world where snapping a photo for Insta has become second nature, it's easy to forget that sharing your exact location while traveling is publicly broadcasting A, where you are, and B, that you're not home, which makes you vulnerable to theft and unwanted attention. Of course, post all the cool videos and pictures. This is coming from a guy that films his travels for a living, but consider waiting to post until you've left that spot. Something I would definitely do though is share your itinerary or even your live location with someone you trust back home, whether it's a parent, a partner, or a close friend. Just having someone who knows where you're supposed to be and when can make a big difference if plans shift or if something unexpected happens. A shared calendar, a quick just checked in text, or using live location tools like Find My can add a layer of security without being overkill. It's an easy habit that can give you and your people back home some peace of mind. For extra peace of mind, I would avoid arriving in the middle of the night if you can help it, especially if you're alone. Showing up in a brand new country for the first time is already a little bit disorienting. And if you're in a city, you're likely figuring out transit, you're maybe navigating the language barrier while doing that, and doing all of that in the dark can just add unnecessary stress. If you do have a late arrival, I would avoid hitting the ATM in the middle of the night and try to arrange the transportation to your first night's lodging ahead of time so you're not standing around with your bags unsure of where to go. Another simple peace of mind precaution you can take related to lodging is carrying something like this portable door lock. If you're staying in a motel or a hostel where you don't feel great about the lock on the door or where you don't have a deadbolt, it's just an extra layer of protection that actually works. We carried this one to around 20 countries and it's lightweight, takes up very little space, and it's very, very cheap. It's not something that you're gonna need often, but when you do, or if you're even slightly concerned, you'll be glad you have it. Now, even with all the right precautions, there's still a chance that something could go wrong, which is why I recommend travel insurance. It's not the most exciting topic, but it can be a lifesaver. Most people think of travel insurance for things like trip delays or medical emergencies, which is all good. But a good policy is also going to cover lost or stolen items, which can make a big difference if something goes missing while you're on your trip. When my wife and I traveled for 6 months straight, I got a policy through World Nomads that covered every country we visited. One thing I made sure it included was baggage and personal effects. Basically, if someone steals your stuff, you can get reimbursed. And there's a lot of good options out there. Some credit cards include limited protection, tons of other companies like Safety Wing, Alliance, and World Nomads, but just make sure you know what's covered. For example, anything that gets stolen from an unattended vehicle is not covered. So just don't leave stuff in your rental car. Read the fine print always, but travel insurance can be worth it, and it's truly saved our butts a couple of times. Now look, we've covered a lot in terms of safety, but there's so much more to traveling smart, like how to actually save money when you're traveling, packing mistakes that are gonna cost you, and in the spirit of this video, there's a ton of travel hacks out there that are just complete nonsense. So if you want our juicy, no-nonsense list of over 200 road-tested travel tips, check out this video. Thanks so much for watching. Happy travels.